I'm Janice from Sweetbriar Cottage, and today I'm going to show you our new home, new to us basically, after a plumbing leak caused us to do some redecorating. But first, I'm going to share a little bit of something that was significant to me in this whole process and brought some things to light. Not that I didn't know before, but it is wonderful when something that seems to be not so great, you can see in this life the greatness of it and what it did to help people, if that makes sense. Sometimes we don't get to see that. And what happened with this plumbing leak was not a big deal. In the whole scheme of everything, it was not a big deal at all. But maybe God thought it was, maybe he thought it was something to address in our lives. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. And there are many things I learned, and if that would take a whole probably video to talk to you about that. But if you're interested in that, please let me know in the comments if you want to know anything more. Not that I have great wisdom about anything, but we all have these stories in our lives that maybe it will help somebody else in. Now I think I lost my place because I had to stop the video when the dogs were needy and then redo it. So okay, I was only a page off, but I'm going to read to you out of this book. It is a book I gave to my son. I got it on Amazon if anybody's interested. It's called A Shepherd Looks at Psalm 23. I love sheep, and it's really kind of a personal thing for me to learn about them. And my son said, well, we both talked about it, that it would be a nice thing if he could read it to me. I don't see that well. So that's why these glasses, they're hopefully going to help me read this. I have, if anybody wants to know, I have a central vision problem in my macula, kind of like macular degeneration, but it had to do with having had surgery for called macular holes. And I might be also getting macular degeneration on top of it. So I probably can't drive. That's a whole nother thing. I'm going on a rabbit trail, so I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, that's why he's reading it to me. And it's quite insightful. I really enjoy hearing the sheep are so interesting, and how the shepherd takes care of them, and how it's so imperative they have a shepherd to help them out of things. One of the things is called being cast, and that's when they're upside down and they can't get back up. They fall over, or their wool becomes too heavy or something like that. And they have to have a shepherd. They have to have someone help them up. And that is quite, well, that is what we need. We need that too, a lot, most all the time, especially when we're cast. But anyway, I'm going to read something. If you want to see the rest of the video without going through this, that's fine too. Just fast forward. So this chapter is He Restores My Soul. I'm just going to start in the middle of it. Just this part especially is what I want to share with you. Sometimes, if through self-indulgence I am unwilling to forfeit or forgo the soft life, the easy way, the cozy corner, then the Good Shepherd may well move me to a pasture where things aren't quite so comfortable. Not only for my own good, but also his benefit as well. And that part's quite interesting. this is the aspect, too, of a sheep simply having too much wool. Often when the fleece becomes very long and heavily matted with mud, manure, burrs, and other debris, it is much easier for sheep to become cast, literally weighed down with their own wool. Wool in Scripture depicts the old self-life in the Christian. It is the outward expression of an inner attitude, the assertion of my own desire and hopes and aspirations. It is the area of my life in which and through which I am continually in contact with the world around me. Here's where I find the clinging accumulation of things, of possessions, of worldly ideas beginning to weigh me down, drag me down, and hold me down. It is significant that no high priest was ever allowed to wear wool when he entered the Holy of Holies. This spoke of self-pride, of pride, of personal preference, and God could not tolerate it. If I wish to go on walking with God and not be forever cast down, this is an aspect of my life which he must deal with dramatically. Was what happened to us here dramatic? I guess, well, not I guess. I mean, it was sudden. It wasn't expected. I mean, it was a slow leak. So in that respect, it was coming on slowly, but it was sudden to us when we saw the floor buckling up in our hallway and not knowing what was going on. So yes, it was drastic. And then we had to, there was an upheaval of everything we owned and all that, which is nothing compared to what some things I've been through already in this life. And I know all of you have been through things. I know my viewers are, somewhere around my age mostly. So we've been through a few things, and I know of some things some of you have been through. And anyway, this was nothing, but it was, I think it was something to God. I'll tell you a little something my granddaughter said when she came last week, and saw the reno, how it had been changed and everything. I'll tell you that in a minute. But for God knew. He knew we needed a change. He knew we definitely needed to repaint. It had been 21 years. The funny thing is, I was on trend with all the pink and green paint. The color is now, people, not everybody, but people want to paint their houses colors now, and I did not do that. But I like it like this. I already went through that. I did it and had it for 21 years. So back to the wool. I had too much wool come in the house, and maybe what I'm saying is not to say that everybody that has a lot of collections and things needs to have an upheaval and change. I'm not saying that at all, but it was good for me. And I actually am going to keep a lot of stuff that was in here and put it out in a different room in the garage to switch things around. But I'm also going to have a big garage sale and probably take some things to the thrift store if needed. I really don't like garage sales, but I mean, I like them, but I don't like to have one. And I probably well, anyway, that's a whole nother story, but I don't like to have garage sales. They're not my favorite thing at all. But that, and maybe I'll sell some things on Etsy. I don't know. It all depends on my energy, and God knows I don't have a lot of energy lately. And it's not just because of my age. There are health issues going on. And okay, so my granddaughter says, she looks at the space and the way we can move through the house better. It wasn't, you could get through the house. It wasn't like that bad. You can look on my videos and see what it looked like, but my older videos. But it's nicer. And she said, this is what she said, maybe God knew you needed to be able to have space to get through and not trip over things and things like that. She said it in a way like that. This probably aren't her exact words, but that's what she said. And she's 14. But I love that. I love that she equated it to God as well. Anyway, I should probably make this its own video, but because like I said, I could go on and on about different aspects of this, but I will stop here and just let you know that this has made my life easier. There's some freedom in the space. I like the white walls because it's fresh and clean looking. I love the floor. It's easier to take care of. It looks better. I liked our other floor too, and we do still have it in the bedrooms, but this is so much easier to care for, and with the dogs and everything, it doesn't show the dirt and as much, and I just love it. I really enjoyed, and I wanted you to know that before I started showing you everything, because if I try to talk about that amongst everything, it might get I might go off on rabbit trails or something. So, all right, let's look at the place. Maybe I may end up having to do 2 videos. One would be the overall, and then the second one would show you the details, but we'll see how it works out. Like I said, I haven't put it all together yet. All right. Before we start, I just have to tell you something that's pretty funny. My husband was at an appointment all day while I was filming just now, what you saw. And when he came home, he looked at me and he said, "Oh, you dyed your hair." I just agreed with him, but it is a wig, and I'm sure you all guessed that, but does that mean I need to keep it on for the rest of my life? I guess I would have had to have transplants, hair transplants, and of course the restyling and everything, because it is kind of long in the back, but that was funny. Bless his heart. Bless his pea-picking little heart. So as we step inside, if you have seen any of my videos before, especially the ones where I've shown some of our home, you might remember that the walls were different colors. This wall where that hutch is was pink, and so was this wall right here. The one way in the back, or in the front of the house, the main part of that wall was pink, and then inside the window area there was an off-white. And then this this wall over here was also off-white, almost a little on the kind of cream beige color. And then here's our new floors, before I forget. You can see. But I decided, with some encouragement as well, to kind of make it all cohesive, and I like it a lot. It is just slightly cream colored, and the ceiling is pure white. It doesn't necessarily look like it in this lighting, but it is pure white. So everything has kind of a fresh, clean palette for whatever I want to do in here. And I know in some ways, I guess it's going against the trend. I know even pink is sort of trending, and pastels and different things, at least in some circles, but I never have really gone with what's trending. I just like pastel colors for the most part. I also like brighter colors, and I'm trying to do that in here as well. Not completely, but so this is the overall picture of how it looks. I had wanted to, well, I will insert some film of different times of the day, like the morning time in here looks so pretty with the sun shining through. And then in the evening, it's this area. So I think I did some of the close-ups already of the objects in here. In the evening, in this side, because I wanted to take advantage of the lighting, and it just is, it looks really nice with the sun coming through this side here. And we have screen on the doors for the summertime or for the nice weather, and the dogs can come in and out as they wish. That's always handy. So yeah, that's why it looks a little opaque-ish there. And then over here, and I will show you up close later, but over here's, you know, I've been rearranging roses, so that's kind of the mess I made in the kitchen, but I'll show you the kitchen a little bit more too. And we'll go into the living area. I guess I should not have it so close up so you actually see what it looks like in real time. All right, so I moved everything down towards this window. Kind of, it's a bay window. And because before this, the sofa, and I've had a couple of different ones. This is one I don't know, I got that one a couple of years ago, but it probably, let's see, it's probably started right about here. So I moved it that much all the way down so that this area could be a snugger, is that a word? A snug area to and cozy seating arrangements so that we could all hear each other, and you know, just it just gives that cozy effect. And I try to do that with the sofa itself, and so the dogs think they think it's pretty cozy. A lot of times I put a cover over so they don't totally ruin this sofa, although it probably needs to be cleaned again. I just cleaned it a couple of months ago, but you know, try to have the cozy feeling. And I like how the couch looks without the cover, but wintertime I especially have something over it. And then that protects them when they're out in the rain and come in and jump on the sofa. So this little pastel rose print might look a little lonely up there, but I decided to leave it like that, at least for now, to go along with my overall approach on redecorating, redesigning the area a little bit of our living space. This area, I only put the mirror. So I made this area cozy, that chair. I fixed it up so it's cozy, but I can't get too cozy. I put nothing on these walls. Someday I might, but like I said, I'm gonna keep it minimal for a while. The dogs obviously wouldn't agree with me, and I don't agree with myself right now, how I did think, but before, when we were having all the renovations going on, I was thinking I didn't like this sofa. Do you ever get that way where you've had a piece and you think, oh, I think I want to do something else? So the end result was I decided I liked it, and really part of it was just changing the pillows and making it fit in with my design. And roses seem to be the theme. Well, not seem to. I've always loved roses. In fact, I've had roses and lavender in every garden that we've had at the different houses we've lived in. And so real roses. And then I love the rose. I don't know, it's just beautiful. So I had these already, but I didn't have them out on my sofa. I had something else, and it was more of a country thing, and I thought, what am I doing? Do you ever do that? Anyway, it looks beautiful to me now, and we can keep it clean, upholstery, clean it and everything. Although I might want to paint it like that or this color. I think I like the blue though. I'll tell you about this chair. I painted it. If I find the picture of what it looked like before, you might even like that better, but some people might. But I painted it white, and then I threw an old quilt, and then this yo-yo quilt here. It's part of a quilt. It's a pillows. And that kind of fit in with everything. I painted, this was all blue, and I added green to the top and to the sides and I think I painted the sides, but anyway, the front here. And then added all these things. So it's green. My thought was to add more color. It is happening. It's not as colorful as maybe I could do it or would want to do it eventually, but I like it now. So here is the hallway. It's painted the same color as the living area, the ceiling and the walls. I have yet to paint the doors. My son actually said he would paint them. A few weeks ago he said he would do that, and as well as help me with fixing up the other bathroom, but he pulled a muscle in his side when he was working out in the garden, and I feel so bad for him. I hope you keep him in your prayers, that he would heal quickly and not be in a lot of pain. It hurts especially when he moves, but appreciate that. And then this is the bathroom. I don't have any before pictures that I know of. Pretty sure I don't. I'll try and look for them. I have some that I could put in when they were renovating, but that doesn't show you what it looked like. It had more of a brown, the floor was kind of a brown, looked like tile, but it was brown colors. And we'll be painting this as well. And I have new knobs, silver knobs, but I organized, well, not I didn't, my son Jeremiah helped me organize. And I don't have before of this either, but just visualize the mess. Very nice to have it that way. So then I just put that curtain up there just to give it some character in here and divide it a bit. And then my husband likes to, when he takes a shower, wants it to be warm, and he was using a space heater, but I put this in here from the living area. I painted it like blue, light blue. I call it spa blue because, you know, it's a bathroom. Sort of a spa. And then the new vanity have the same lighting. Now, for those of you that like things symmetrical, it was impossible to put like a wall-to-wall vanity. They didn't make them in that size, so we got this size. And then because of the plumbing, they couldn't center it, because that would have been an option. If it was an option, I would have liked that. But so that's how it is. The lighting and the light and the mirror are not necessarily centered, but it's centered on the wall. So, you know, that's good. This is a thing that my sister Claudia gave me for my birthday this year. She knows I love sheep and lambs. So it's very nice to have a brand new, almost brand new bathroom. So this wall that you're looking at right there with the door used to be green. And it was different shade. A couple of times I painted it, so the second time I painted green, it was too bright for me, so I added some antiquing to it, I guess you'd say. Distressed it a bit, I don't know, but that's white. Kitchen's white. I paid extra to have the ceiling painted and the kitchen because that wasn't covered with what they were doing. But my son painted this wall and the end wall there, the entryway that I showed you, and this wall. And he did this before the renovation, or before the repairs started, so it could be all done. And the floor, it didn't matter if paint fell on the floor or whatever, because this flooring was put in. So I did more thinking about this area, and originally I had thought about putting this rose picture or print up there, but then I chose the other one that you saw before, and it's of the paper dolls, which I really like that. Old paper dolls. I think they are actual paper dolls set in the frame. So I will probably eventually put that up again. But right now, especially for spring, summer, I like this. It's lighter. It's a rose, and it fits more in with what I'm doing right now. So tell me what you think. Which one do you like best? Or do you even have a favorite? Are they both kind of equal, or what? But that's going to be up there for the summer, I think, and we'll enjoy it and then go from there. This video is already quite long, so I'm going to make part 2. As I said in the beginning, I wasn't sure how that would work out, but to show you more of the detail, and I haven't shown you the kitchen yet, not that I did a lot of changes, but if you're interested in seeing the details of everything, that will be in part 2, which will be up shortly after this one, a day maybe or two, we'll see. Don't forget to watch if you want to see more. All right, thank you so much for being with me and in just watching this video and all the support. Love you very much. Bye-bye.